So today, Trump removed many of the tariffs he had imposed in this on again, off again, it must be Wednesday, tariffs are off again kind of policy. This has just wreaked havoc on the markets, of course. But there is another profound danger as well, and that is insider trading within the White House, within the administration. You may have seen early in the day Trump tweet this. Now, this is a good time to buy. So the question is, between that tweet and Donald Trump's announcement that he was reducing the tariffs on most other nations apart from China, the question is, who knew what the president was going to do? And did people around the president trade stock knowing the incredible gyration the market was about to go through? Because, look, this is a president who is trading in his own meme coin, even as he's president. His kids are trading in their own cryptocurrency. You've got people like Elon Musk who are doing their own conflicted self-dealing in the administration. In any administration this corrupt, it is more than necessary to ask, were people personally profiting from insider information while people's savings, their retirement accounts, were being torched? So we're writing to the White House to demand answers. Now, I am fully cognizant of the fact that the White House is probably the last place to be forthcoming about this or any other corruption in the administration. We in Congress need to do more than demand answers. We need to do the oversight necessary to get those answers. To date, Republicans have not been willing to do this, not when it comes to insider trading, potentiality, not when it comes to anything. But we have been very fortunate in the minority that so many whistleblowers have come forward with information about corruption in the administration. Just a few days ago, I held a hearing with people who had to quit the Justice Department, were fired at the Justice Department because they were observing corrupt activity that they would not participate in. We have tremendously benefited from courageous people coming forward. So we invite whistleblowers to step forward. But at the end of the day, we're going to get to the bottom of this, whether people were profiting off the pain of the American people.
Well, Senator Adam Schiff, the problem is Republicans are not going to work with you on this. This is why the American people need to understand that we need to flip the House and the Senate in 2026. The midterms are going to tell it all. All of the voters need to come together. The Republicans always cry about investigations, but look at all of the stuff they're doing right now. So yes, we're going to need to do some investigations into all of this, and maybe we can stop this insider trading stuff with the lawmakers. It just doesn't make any sense. Thank you for doing what you're doing, Senator Schiff.
People
talked about concerns about a kleptocracy in the United States. This morning, President Trump posted on social media that it was, quote, a great time to buy stocks. A few hours later, he announced a pause on tariffs, which sent the market skyrocketing. Your colleague, Senator Adam Schiff, says Congress should investigate whether Trump and his inner circle engage in insider trading.
I noticed that, and that's just one of another outrageous things. Imagine, do I have, no, I don't know for a fact, but would I be surprised if there were people who hours before knew exactly what Trump was going to do in rescinding his tariff proposals, understanding that the stock market would soar and you make huge amounts of money? Would I be shocked if we learned about that in the days to come? No, I would not.
Does that announcement that he gave cover to anybody who did buy stocks?
Well, what it does do, look, if you know 2 hours earlier that the stock market's going to go, what are you going to do? You're going to buy a hell of a lot of stock. You can invest in the stock market. But it's not only that. I mean, you got a president of the United States who is now working to give government cover to crypto, and whose family is involved in crypto, makes money by selling coins, crypto coins. Anybody can contribute, which is a direct line to the president. So, I have serious problems about all that.
This morning, stock markets in Asia and Europe surging after President Donald Trump's stunning reversal on tariffs. He's now issuing a 90-day pause on some of those tariffs.
And Democrats on Capitol Hill are questioning whether Trump engaged in insider trading after convincing stockholders to buy hours before hitting pause on those tariffs.
It's either insider trading or he caved. He caved to the world. There's a plan behind all of this stuff that Donald Trump and Elon Musk and all of these United States senators and Republican lawmakers are doing. The world has got an eye on them, and the American people should not trust them one bit. The 2026 midterms are going to tell it all. Are we, the American people, going to step up and put some lawmakers in charge that's going to keep this country in line, or are we just going to continue to let the outlaws run wild? We'll see.
ABC's Perry Russom has more from Washington.
This morning, President Trump reversing course in his trade war, issuing a 90-day pause on some of his tariffs.
People were jumping a little bit out of line. They were getting yippy, you know.
A baseline tariff of 10% will stay across the board, and the pause does not apply to China, with Trump raising their tariffs to 125%. Trump says he's been thinking about a pause for the last few days, even after saying this just 3 days ago.
Would you be open to a pause in tariffs to allow for negotiations?
Well, we're not looking at that.
Trump yesterday.
You have to have flexibility.
Experts say a major sell-off of American bonds from other countries may have been what swayed Trump. The sell-off a sign of investors losing confidence in the U.S. economy.
We saw that there was a real flight away from U.S. treasuries, right, and from the U.S. dollar. And this is something that people have been worried about for quite some time.
Democrats on Capitol Hill now questioning whether Trump engaged in insider trading. Hours before announcing the pause, Trump writing on social media, it was a great time to buy. Stocks then skyrocketing after the tariffs were put on hold. The president's top official on trade grilled about possible market manipulation.
How is this not market manipulation?
It's not market manipulation, sir.
Well, then what is it? Because it sure is not a strategy.
We're trying to reset the global trade system.
If it's not market manipulation, what is it? Who's benefiting? What billionaire just got richer?
Trump's tariff pause also does not affect Mexico, Canada, or imported cars. Their 25% tariff remains. Perry Russom, ABC News, Washington.
Donald Trump is trashing our economy. First, Donald Trump imposed across-the-board tariffs. Then, just a few hours ago, he dropped those tariffs to 10% on everyone and moved the tariffs up to 125% on China, up from 105% yesterday. Now, there's confusion, there's chaos. No one knows what the tariffs will be tomorrow or the next day or next week or next month. But here's what we do know. Are prices still going up? Yes. Are businesses still wary about investing? Yes. Are millions of working people still worried about their jobs and millions of small businesses still worried about closing shop? Yes. And right before Donald Trump declared that some of his tariffs were off again, he sent out a message to his billionaire buddies. He posted, "This is a great time to buy," in all caps. Was that market manipulation? Was it corruption in plain sight? We need an independent investigation into market manipulation because Americans need to know whether President Trump or anyone in his administration manipulated the market to benefit their donors, all while they are working for the American people and while small businesses and those working families are paying a price. It's a disaster. But here's the thing. Republicans in Congress have a chance to stop him right now. If they do nothing, they, along with Trump, are responsible for the fallout. Congress could end this dangerous trade war right now by passing my bipartisan resolution with Senator Ron Wyden to turn off the fake emergency authority that Donald Trump is using to impose his worldwide and chaotic tariffs. So I have a simple question for the Senate. Why aren't we passing this resolution this instant?
How long are we going to let this go on, American people? Or next year, are we going to give power back to the Democrats in the Senate and the House of Representatives so we can have some real oversight and put a stop to them wasting our money and doing all of this underhanded stuff that they're doing up there? Thank you, guys. Like and subscribe. Subscribe, please. Please like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Thank you.